Welcome to varsity softball action today from Mill River Union High School. As you see Amanda Lee stepping in the circle as Woodstock taking on Mill River, and that first pitch will be called a strike as they'll get away from Brown, the catcher. Sarah Brown, the catcher for Mill River, and at the plate Morgan Pierce. She'll lead things off, followed by Tara Metcalf and Emily Coatsier. That's the Woodstock lineup. Mill River's been pretty hot as of late. Get the offense going. They've been playing some solid defense, and they've been getting good pitching from Amanda Lee. And I'll set that defense for you in just one more pitch here. I already mentioned the battery of Amanda Lee and Sarah Brown. And that's just a great pitch. At first base defensively today is Sierra Phelps. Casey Camoes at second. Michaela Maneri is the shortstop. And Melissa Mangan is the third baseman. And a good job of holding up on that pitch. You can see in the foreground. That's Casey D'Ambrakis, number 9, in center field, Haley Katrupi, and Taryn Redenis. That will round out the infield, and there's strike 3 looking on a pitch that split the plate, and that'll be the first out of the ball game. And Lee Kin string together a lot of strikeouts in the ball game. Tara Metcalf up now. She'll be the second baseman for Woodstock. It is a beautiful day for softball. It is in the mid-70s, a very slight breeze blowing, and a sunny sky. And there you can see the batter now. Metcalf starting out from the left side. Woodstock has been a team that's had some bad innings, but they're working on it, and they're a young team. They got some talent out there. It's just a matter of getting them all to gel together. The bunt attempt will be back out of play on the foul ball. It'll be a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strike count. Lee with 1 out already on the strikeout, facing batter number 2 in that Woodstock lineup. Mill River in their home Reds. And Lee with that rise ball. A lot of pop on it today. Will have her second consecutive strikeout. Mill River coming off a win over Fairhaven yesterday. So they're having back-to-back games. All these rainouts and wet fields starting to get games piled up together. So Emily Coatsier, who will be the pitcher for Woodstock, standing at the plate with 2 down and nobody on base. I tell you what, Lee finding her groove early here is in a good rhythm to start the ball game off for Mill River. Darren Badgley is the coach at Mill River. And I tell you, that pitch right there had a lot of nice movement on it. Came inside too far, obviously a ball, but it had some movement, that's for sure. Lee looks, sets, fires, and can't get the call. A tad bit low, if anything. Mangan in tight at the corner at third, and Phelps about 5 steps in from the bag at first. And that will be a foul ball picked up by Sierra Phelps. She'll bring it back to Lee, and Lee looking to strike out the side here in the first. Scheduled for 7. Mercy rule is like this. If you trail by 15 runs or more and you've had 5 full at-bats, the game can be called. Again, you see that nice movement, but again, too far inside. So, Coatsier, if she can extend the inning, Maxim would be on deck, Amanda Maxim. Great pitch. Lee will strike out the side, and Mill River come up in the bottom half of the first in a scoreless ball game. So Emily Coatsier in the circle, and she's going to be looking at the top 4 in the order. Michaela Maneri starts things off. Casey D'Ambrakis is batting number 2. Amanda Lee in the third spot, and Taryn Redenis batting cleanup. And that will be out of play down the first baseline, a foul ball. Again, this real Mill River squad, very athletic throughout the lineup. Maneri being moved up into that top spot. Going to get on base, beat the catalyst, get this offense going, and Coatsier will miss this time outside. That'll even the count out at 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, if you get a chance to watch that West Rutland Proctor softball game, you can do it on Channel 15 or on PEGTV.com, clicking video on demand. That was a great ball game. A lot of big plays happened in that game. You can watch that over and over again. It's just one of those games that went 9 innings with a 12-11 come from behind Proctor win. But just some incredible softball was played. So if you can catch that, you do that, please. And that pitch came inside on the back of the calf muscle, got Maneri, and she will be awarded first base as she was hit by a pitch, and that will put this Mill River running game into motion now. And D'Ambrakis up, the center fielder. always seems to make contact with the ball, and I'm sure they're going to set Maneri towards second here. And there she goes, and throw coming down, and she will easily have stolen second base. Ball will get away. Maneri will coast into third, and yeah, and they'll scoop the ball up, and Maneri will end up at third base with that walk. Technically turns into a triple. And so Dambrakis with a chance to drive in the game's first run. And I'll go around the horn defensively for Woodstock and a pitch or two. And that'll be a foul ball. This is as good a time as any. Kara Vanderhurdy is the catcher. Emily Coates here is the pitcher. Amanda Maxim's at first. Tara Metcalf is at second. Your shortstop's Morgan Pierce. And Irene Harrington is at third. And that's going to be foul. Yes. Down the first baseline and foul. So Dambrakis making some good contact here, ruining some good pitches by Coates here. And that just missed. And the run coming in will score on the wild pitch. So just like that, Mill River will get on the board without a base hit and take the 1-0 lead. There is a good possibility this will be a 5-inning game. So with the base is clear, Dambrakis will put that ball on the plate on the second. And no, or the first, and they'll just step on the bag. That was Maxim. That you couldn't see that fielded the ball and stepped on the bag, and that'll be the first out recorded in the bottom of the first by Woodstock. Now Amanda Lee up. As Coates here looking in, and the target is high, and the pitch coming in. Pitch was high, and that'll be fouled back out of play. Well, I'll tell you what, she was right on the target. And I do believe, without my schedule in front of me, I can tell you that I do have more Proctor softball action, some more West Rutland softball action, and some more Mill River softball action, plus a trip or two to Otter Valley to take care of the Lady Otters, get them some Channel 15 time. That'll be high and outside for a ball. Plus, I have the Proctor Rangers youth baseball team. Got their schedule from Bob Protovansky and have some games circled there on that schedule. That was great baseball action last year to go watch. That's tremendous fields down there. Oh, good pitch that time on the drop ball. Lee swinging over the top of it, and she'll have 2 strikes in the count. And so Lee, the base is clean, will watch that one roll across the plate, and I believe they'll make it a 2-2 count now. Yeah, Olivia Merrill is in center field. Tiana Barkham is in right. And Carson Neal is in the outfield, and that's going to be in the gap. It'll be picked up, and will she? Yeah, she will at least have 2, and Lee will turn into second base with a double to the left center field gap. As that's the first hit of the ballgame for Mill River, even though they've got the 1-0 lead. Now Redenis, the number 4 batter in the order. And I will have to move the camera to get a different angle here. Swing and a miss by Redenis. Yeah, I line up too close behind second base, and I can't see through the center fielder and outfielder, or the pitcher, I mean, all the time, or the runner. Swing and a miss, and Redenis looking down the third base coach, Darren Badgley, and flashing the signs. And that might hook out of play. Yes, it'll be out of play. Good chase down there by the third baseman for Woodstock. That's Harrington. They gave it a good chase along with the shortstop Pierce. Guys, for Dennis now with a couple strikes on her. She will hold up, and Lee's going to go to third, and Lee will be at third, and the throw will dribble away. Far enough for Lee to try to go home, and she will score the game's second run on just putting pressure on the defense by running those bases. So Redenis now with the 2 strikes, but the base is clean. We'll step in there as That was a good pitch as Redentis will go down on strikes on the fastball. That had some zip on it. That's out number 2, 2-0 to score, bottom of the first. Now Casey Camo up. So Coatsier handcuffed her catcher on that one, and there'll be a ball inside. Now Coatsier has not thrown the ball badly here in the first inning. There's been a couple miscues behind her. And that'll be high for a ball. So Mill River able to get to the number 5 spot to this point in the batting order here in the first. Yes, if you get a chance to, mark on your calendar the 12th to 13th of June. That's the Crawley Road Race weekend. They'll have the 4th Annual Sport and Fitness Expo at the, I believe it's at the Keefe Gym. And that's on a Saturday, and of course the Sunday the 13th. That's going to be right to center field and a base hit. As they will put on another runner with 2 down. A nice base hit right there by Camo as she just kept her head down on the ball and then drove it to center field. That's a couple base hits here in this first inning for the Minutemen. Now Melissa Mangan up, the third baseman for Mill River, and she's a good solid player out there for the Minutemen. Throw down, and she will be there ahead of the tag, and that was a closer play than you thought it was going to be, and nice job of running the bases by Camo. So Mangan and then Phelps on deck. As Coatsier has to wait as a catcher. We'll get those strap guards adjusted on her legs, and that will be a foul ball on the bank over there on the first base side. So Mangan will come back and pick up the bat. And remember, there are 2 down. There is a runner at second, and there are 2 runs in, so it's a lot of deuces. So yeah, the Crawley Road Race is June 12th and 13th. Even if you don't participate in it, as Camo will go to third. The throw will get there late. Harrington will make the grab, keeping the ball from going out to left field. So Mangan with a chance to get the third run here driven in. We'll foul that off. So yeah, even if you don't, there's a lot of different versions of the road race. You can actually run the 10K race, or you can walk it, whatever you want to do, but there's the 5K race that takes place basically on the second half of the course as a 10K race. There's the corporate walk where you can get sponsors and walk in, and businesses challenge each other and to see who can raise the most money, get as many participants in it. There's the Kids Downtown Mile, which is a cool thing. Downtown Rutland, the youngsters run a mile. And that is going to be out to Merrill, and she's got a long run, and she can't make the grab. That'll drive the run in, and kind of got caught up between the decision of going to first and second. Mangan will be in there and be safe, and Mill River will have that 3-0 lead now, and the ball hit the center field. Now Sierra Phelps is up. So the Minutemen going deep into the order here in the first inning. And that's going to be beat down foul, and obviously strike 1. And if Phelps can adjust or extend the inning, that'll be Haley Katrupi up next, and then Sarah Brown. 3 runs in for Mill River here in the first on a nice sunny day for softball action. And that's a good pitch right there. Is that getting a lot of motion on it, tailing away from the right-handed batter, Phelps, and obviously a strike. Got enough of it to bring the ball down to the pitcher. Coatsier to first. That's the inning. We'll go to the second, and Mill River up by 3 over Woodstock. So Amanda Lee, who struck out the side in the first, we'll be looking at Maxim, Pareto, and Merrill here in the second. It'll be fouled out of play by Woodstock's first baseman, Amanda Maxim. Yeah, and Pareto is the flex today. If the order is correct, she'll be batting for Harrington, who is the third baseman. That's the first pitch put into play. The throw to first, and they'll have the out. So after striking out 3 in a row, Lee will get an assist on that 1-3 ground out. Now Cheryl Pareto, I believe, is at the plate. Whoops, you missed it because I'm bringing the camera over. Strike called. The outfield shaded toward the first baseline, thinking that Lee won't be able to have her pitches pulled here. And it looks to be perfectly played, and I'm looking for it. And a good hustle play by Camo, but she'll just be a little arm length short of picking up that fly ball, foul ball, and that'll go just as a strike, but a good effort by Camo. As Carlton Laird behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes, will gather up some of those foul balls and put them in his extra ball bag pouch there. And that's going to be right to Camo. Nice stab by Camo as that ball was stung, and that'll be out number 2. Now Olivia Merrill, the center fielder, up with 2 down and nobody on. So yeah, you go to www.pegtv.com. You can go to that pitch timeout called. And what had happened, I believe one of the baseballs from the baseball field has, yeah, that's what happened out into right field. A baseball had come on in the softball field. No, that's what time was called for. Everything's cool. Everybody's under control. Yeah, you go to PEGTV, and the homepage is very informative. You want to go to the homepage, or a lot of information you can click on. But if you want to watch Munger Vision, you can click on Video on Demand and then go to Sports, and it's all archived. And you can pick out from over 500 games on the archives right now. Oh boy, did she get some help there as Lee. That's not going up the ladder. That's going out of the building off the roof. It's Merrill with 2 strikes now. We'll get a piece of it, and Mangan will make the grab, and it's another 1-2-3 inning defensively for the Minutemen. They have that 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the second. Haley Kachupi getting a different bat. She'll step to the plate. She's in the number 8 spot. She'll lead off the bottom of the second, followed by Sarah Brown. Then top of the order, Michaela Maneri. So Kachupi will watch that one from Coatsier roll in for a ball. Like I said, Coatsier did not throw bad in that first inning. She did give up a double and a couple singles. She did have a strikeout. And that's going to be... No, that's just hitting the right place as Merrill charged the ball but couldn't come up with it. And Kachupi will have a base hit to start off the second inning for Mill River. And now Sarah Brown, who's having a very good year for Mill River overall, not only behind the plate defensively, but also with the bat at the plate. And she will take a ball, and that will send Kachupi off, and she will not slide, but she'll be there ahead of the throw. And again, Mill River's done a good job of moving along those bases. That's the Coates here to first, and nope, they'll toss it away. Brown will go to second, and scoring right there is Kachupi. So again, that's been those kind of plays that have hurt Woodstock in this ball game. There's now top of the order, Michaela Maneri up. Maneri walked and scored the game's first run just last inning. That was the first. We're in the second. And it is 4-0 Mill River, and we have Brown down at second base for the Minutemen. There is a very slight breeze blowing, nothing like yesterday at the Proctor West Rutland game where it would gust up to 35-40 miles an hour. Very comfortable day to be doing softballs. Coates here set, looks for the target, and now she will call it a strike. The runner will go to third base. The pitch was a strike because there was a bunt attempt and the bat was never brought back into a neutral position. So Maneri to be followed by Dambrakis. That's Mill River on their home turf. Starting to hit their stride here in the softball season. They said they defeated, and yeah, Pierce came up with the ball and then trying to get it from the glove to the hand, dropped the softball. That allowed the 5th run to score, and at first baseman area will be safe. So now Dan Brackus up with a runner at first. And Dan Brackus grounded out to first base. Her only time up in that throw will be off the mark, and the runner will be safe as Maneri a little slow to get up. She hit the base awkwardly, I believe actually with her rump, but she seems to be all right. She can watch that on Channel 15 and study it. And that's going to be out from Coates here's glove, and it's going to be a quick play, and she will be safe at first. They're going to send Maneri on the big turn. She will stay at third. So that will be runners at first and third now for Mill River for Amanda Lee. So Lee already only in the second inning, getting her second look at Coates here through the lineup. And that one will tickle the outside corner for a strike. Dan Brackus, they concede second base to her. Forget the word, but that's not, I was always told that doesn't go in the book as a steal because there's no play attempt on her. Well, that's stroked. That's just rolling. That's going to clean the bases out. Lee will run to third. Will they send her home? And she is going to be put on the red lights there, put the brakes on at third base as she got all of that one and drove in 2 more runs, as that was a legitimate triple plus 2 RBIs. So one of the leaders for this Mill River squad will come through big time. Now Red Dennis up. Red Dennis was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. So it's now 7-0 Mill River. And that was a good pitch. See, it's one of those things where I don't think the pitching's the issue here. There's just been some balls not fielded and some errors, and I don't think it'd be a scoreless game, but I can see where there would be some growing pains with this Woodstock squad. And so Coates here working against Red Dennis. And Red Dennis is all set, one of the outfielders for Mill River, and that pitch will be high and outside. And Lee down at third base, don't forget, got there on that triple that drove in 2 runs. Again, yes, Mill River played yesterday and defeated Fairhaven. I believe it was 12-3. And that will be well out of play over the backstop, over the dugout, and down the third baseline, foul for just a strike. Yeah, so Red Dennis at the plate now, and Casey Camo on deck for the Minutemen. Boy, and she tagged that one. That's going to be pulled down into Barcom, and she'll pick it up. The run will score, and there's Red Dennis with a double and an RBI on the play. So River with some big games coming up. Leland and Gray and Green Mountain. Now Green Mountain is one of the top teams in Division 3, which is Mill River's schedule now. They're a Division 3 team this year. And they've already played Green Mountain down in Chester, Vermont, lost 8-6. So that should be a, I'm hoping a good ball game up here. And Red Dennis almost decided to take off on that pitch, but it was a nice job of scooping it up by the catcher, Vanderhurdy. And so Coates here being extended through the inning here. And that pitch will be a swing and a miss and a strike. It's 5 runs coming in this inning alone, making 8 for the ball game, and I don't see an out recorded yet. So Mill River with the makings of a huge inning here. His Coates here takes her time, and again, it's a nice pitch and fouled off by Camo. She had a single and scored back in the first inning. We're in the bottom of the second. It's 8-0 Mill River. Well, I didn't think this would be a barn burner today. This is a very established, mature, good Mill River team taking on a very inexperienced Woodstock squad to throw down. That's the out. The runner does advance to third base, and she is safe. Red Dennis will be at third now with an out. As Kamo took strike 3 looking. And now Melissa Mangan up. She had a single her first time up. There's Mill River getting that the 8th batter to come to the plate here. And that's going to drop in, yep, for a base hit and an RBI. So Mangan will again get on base here in this second inning, and she's done a good job all year with the bat. And she'll pick up an RBI. And now Sierra Phelps, who grounded out to the pitcher, Coates here. And we'll see if Mangan will be off and running. Pitch called a strike, and Mangan stayed at first base this time. So Mill River, after getting 3 runs in the first, plated 6 here in the second, has a 9-0 lead, and that's going to be foul as it dribbles down the first base line. You can see Maxim will pick it up for Woodstock, toss it back into Coates here, and we'll be set for the next pitch. And Coates here's catching and firing, not really lollygagging between pitches and not pitching at too quick a pace. She's been around the plate. It's all got to come together as a team effort. And she will make the grab to throw to first, and she'll toss it away. And yeah, so that's a dead ball, so they'll give Mangan third base. So when Woodstock does something really well, they also kind of have a consequence for it. So Phelps lines out hard to the pitcher, who attempts to get a double play, which was the correct play, but she threw the ball away. And this should be Kachupi, and it is Kachupi, and she had a single, and she scored a run back in the first. She will hold up on that pitch that was low, below the knee, and good job by Vanderhurdy to scoop it up and keep the runner at third base. Good reflexes by Coates here on that line drive back to her. That'll be off from her leg, and Mangan will score without having to slide. So the base is clear now. 7 runs in this inning, 10 for the ball game. And Kachupi taking a glance over to the coach. Gets the sign. And it is looking like it's going to be a short day's work here at the ball game. As remember that Mercy rule states, if you are the team behind by 15 runs or more, you must have 5 full at bats. So we're at 10-0 right now in the second. Mill River with the lead. And like I said, they've got a beautiful bunt. It's going to be fair, and they'll throw down, and that should be the inning. But 7 come across that inning, 10 for the ball game. We'll go to the third. Mill River in control, 10-0 over Woodstock. Strike from Lee to get things started off to Carson Neal here in the third. Lee has faced 6 batters, retired all 6 in a row. She has 3 strikeouts. Strike 2 called, and she's just catching and firing now with her battery mate, Sarah Brown. The 7, 8, 9 batters still up here for Woodstock, and that's going to be caught by Maneri on the infield for the out. Now Tiana Barr come up, and I'm just trying to figure out my own writing here, as Vanderhurdy should be on deck to catch her. Swing and a miss for a strike. Again, Lee's had a lot of good velocity and a lot of good movement on her pitches today. I like that right there, tying her up on the inside rise ball, and quickly up in the count, 0-2. Hasn't had a strikeout though since the third batter of the first inning. A little bit of a change up there. And Barkham able to get on top of it and follow it back to stay alive. So the Minutemen, like I said, having a winning streak put together here. Fouled off the fist back. They had a loss to Otter Valley, which is a non-conference game now. Otter Valley Division 2 and Mill River Division 3. And those otters looked pretty good, I gotta tell you that. That's why it's gonna be a foul tip caught. Strike 3. Nice job by Brown going up and getting that foul tip. That's 4 strikeouts now for Lee. 8 in a row retired, and this will bring up, it should be Vanderhoody, the catcher. So the Mill River squad not getting a lot of work out defensively. And that'll be low for a ball. And of course the other loss was Green Mountain, which was a division loss. So Mill River only getting better as the season grows, it goes along here. I can look forward to that Green Mountain rematch for a good competitive game. That pitch called a strike. And Lee whipping that one up there about a tad bit too high. And it'll go over the top of Brown's head. She'll retrieve it, bring it back to her junior pitcher. And a very quiet crowd today. It's a very quiet ball game. It's 10-0 Mill River. And that's going to be to Camo, to Phelps. And that's 9 in a row retired by Mill River's Amanda Lees. We go to the bottom of the third. And the Minutemen up by 10. In the third, it'll be the number 9 batter, Sarah Brown. And she'll take that pitch high for a ball. Brown reached on an error and eventually came around to score in the second inning, as Mill River came up with 7 runs in the second. And that pitch a little bit high for a ball. That defense, well, I'm looking around the horn and I don't see any changes in it. Harrington still at third, Pierce at short, Metcalf at second, Maxim at first, Vanderhoody the catcher, and Coates here in the circle doing the pitching for Woodstock. And the outfield still has Neal, Merrill, and Barcombe in it. So a couple balls in a row. The Minutemen up by 10 here in the third. And that'll be a strike call. Kind of handcuffed Vanderhoody, the catcher, and went off the inside of her palm of her glove, and she's able to chase it down. So Coates here looks, and pretty good as far as being on the target, and that'll be a foul ball out of play, and a couple strikes now on Sarah Brown. And again, they are playing Brown shaded toward the third baseline. And that's going to be through the hole. No, it's going to be picked up by Pierce. And her throw off the mark. And Maxim came off the bag smartly to save the ball from going out of play and letting the runner advance onto second base. So Brown with excellent speed got down that line. And we'll have an infield single. Now top of the order, Michaela Maneri up. She's already scored twice today. Shows bunt. Throw down to second. And she's going to be safe. So Brown with the good slide came in ahead of the throw and puts herself in scoring position at second base. That was actually a good throw down by Vanderhoody. You can watch Brown dance around out of second and they won't try to throw. Woodstock needs something exciting to happen for them right now to kind of get them energized. They're a very, very quiet crowd. That's going to be to Harrington, to first. Got the out. Runner will go to third. As Brown, good piece of base running right there, will get to third base. And now Dan Brackus up. Her last time up, she came around to score a run. And that's going to be out of play. Yes. So they'll get a new ball out the Coates here, and she'll get set as soon as Dan Brackus gets realigned in the box. The catcher gets her gear back on and strike in the count. Right now, Coates here missing high with a couple of these pitches this inning, holding the ball too long. So we were able to score in both of their first 2 innings offensively. That'll be outside, and the runner coming down the line will score. So Brown will come around to score the 11th run for Mill River. And so the base is clean now for Dan Brackus. So goes to your set. We'll get on the rubber. They're just waiting for the umpire to get down, and that'll be off from the shin guard of Vanderherde, and she'll chase it down, and obviously a ball. And again, throughout the month of May, you can watch the Loyalty Day Parade that took place. Oh, that's a good shot, and that's going to roll to the fence. And you can see that Dan Brackett is going to put the brakes on and stop at second base with a double, a stand-up double for Dan Brackett. Yeah, she was able to get around and pull that ball, and now Amanda Lee up. She has doubled. She has tripled. She's got 2 RBIs, and she scored 2 runs. So Lee being very productive at that number 3 spot in the order. And that's going to be through the hole at third. I stayed with it, picked up, and the run will score as they bring the ball into the cutoff. Well, actually, they bring it into second base. They missed the cutoff. And Mill River with another run here. Their 12th run of the ball game, as Lee will be at first base. Now Taryn Redenis up. She had a double and RBI and scored a run in the last inning. And so Redenis let that high pitch go by, won't make an offering at it, and it'll be ball 1. So Mill River able to go deep into the order in both the first 2 innings, and look like they're going to do that again here in the third, as it's 12-0 Mill River. And that'll be foul. As it lands over where a couple of youngsters are playing ball. Redenis able to pull the ball, but too much, and it's foul. So they get set, they get a new ball, and Coatesier's pitch will be high and taken for a ball. Don't forget Lee's down at first base for the Minutemen. And Redenis set. And that's going to be a tough catch. Fighting the Sun will make the grab, as, again, that was a harder catch than it looked, but it will be the fly ball out, and Lee will stay at first. So there's 2 down now for Camo. Camo has a single. She scored a run, and she struck out her last time up. And it's Coatsier with 2 strikeouts in the ball game. The Woodstock pitcher, number 5, with her back to you. That's going to be down to Pierce. Long throw, and Camo just too fast. Lee hustling over to third base on the play. So runners at the corners with 2 down. For Melissa Mangan. Mangan just awaits the umpire as he gets his headgear back on. Mangan with a couple singles, scored a run, has an RBI. And that's right off the pitcher. Coatsier going to have a tough play, and she will get the job done, and she looks like she's okay. And Mill River will be up 12-0 going into the 4th inning of play over Woodstock. Amanda Lee with 4 strikeouts in the ballgame's got some new defensive players behind her. Madeline Pritchard has gone into play first base, substituting for Sierra Phelps. And then Madison Cornell is in left field, taking over for Haley Kachupi. And that's going to be a foul ball, as Pritchard will pick it up and flip it over to Lee, who makes a leaping grab. Top of the order, Morgan Pierce up for Woodstock, and that's going to be off the fist of foul. So Pierce able to get the bat on the ball a couple times here, but down in the count 0-2. They retrieve some of those foul balls, getting back to the home plate umpire. I've been corrected that home is not a base, it's a plate. So Lee looking for her 5th strikeout in the ball game. Like I said, struck out the side in the first. And she will throw a beautiful changeup and strike out Pierce for the 2nd time today. That was a gorgeous thing. So that's 5 Ks now for the junior right-handed pitcher. And now Tara Metcalf up. She also struck out her only plate appearance, which was all the way back in the first. We're in the 4th, and It's a 12-0 lead for Mill River. Bases are clean, one down. I've given you the changes on the infield defensively and the outfield for the Minutemen. I should mention that Sarah Brown is the starting catcher behind home plate. And again, you see a ball get there real quick, but that one rose too much down the strike zone. It'll be a ball. Yes, and don't forget, throughout the month of May, you can watch the Bougiani AAU basketball tournament on Channel 15 or on PEGTV.com. That pitch called a strike, and they'll move Metcalf over to the right side, and she will go down for the 6th strikeout of the ball game by Lee. She has retired 11 in a row. Now Coates here, the pitcher, up. She was also a strikeout victim back in the first. And a good pitch right there down the plate, right down the heart. And Lee wants to get going quickly. Will field the ball herself. She will make the throw to first, and she is retired. Woodstock in order for the 4th inning in a row. That's 12 in a row, retired by Lee. Mill River up by 12. Her first at bat of the ball game will be Madeline Pritchard. She came in defensively to replace Sierra Phelps last inning, and this is Phelps' spot in the batting order, so we will see the left-handed Pritchard in there against Coates here. And on that high pitch, she chops some wood and will be called a strike on the swing and a miss. That's going to be off from the glove of the pitcher and up through the hole in the middle of the field, and Pritchard will have a base hit. So again, the way this plays out is that Mill River can get at least 3 runs this inning and then shut down Woodstock top of the 5th. That would be the ball game. I believe this is Madison Cornell, and it is. So Cornell came in to replace Katrupi defensively. Will get a chance to bat, and she will get it over to third. Nice play at third base by Vanderhurdy, who's come in to replace Harrington at third. The runner does go to second, but that'll be a 5-3 ground out for the first out. Now Brown, the catcher, up. She has scored twice today. And no, it will not be Brown. We have a pinch hitter coming up. I have it as Amber Hannon, number 11. I believe that's who it is. So Amber Hannon getting a chance to swing the bat here today. As Coates here, number 5 in green, just awaits the bookwork to be done, paperwork to be done by the umpire, introducing the substitution into the game. And that's going to be up, and second out, recorded by Vanderhurdy, the new third baseman out there. Yes, and the catcher is also named Vanderhurdy, so I'm assuming they're related somehow. Now on top of the order, Maneri as Mill River, looking not to go down in order here in the 4th. They have scored 3 runs in the first, 7 in the second, and 2 in the third. So they've been able to put runs across the plate every inning. As Pritchard at second, and that swing and a miss by Maneri. On deck is Dambrakis and then possibly Lee, if the inning can get extended here by Maneri. And that's going to allow Pritchard to motor down to third base. So the Minutemen with 2 down, but a runner at third. And Coates here looking for a scoreless inning of work here in the 4th. She'll wind it up and just miss inside. And the catcher, Vanderhurdy, with a good snag there, and that ball that floated inside. On a perfect day to play softball. And that one will be inside, and they're going to send Pritchard home, and a play at the plate. Nope, not going to happen. So Pritchard will come in to score. That was ball 4 also. So Mill River able to keep that streak alive of scoring a run in every inning. The Maneri will go down to first on the walk, and now Dan Brackus will come up. Dan Brackus with a double and has scored a couple times herself. Having a very productive year this year, Dan Brackus is. And that's going to be fouled down the first baseline, as Maneri will hustle back down to first and get set for the next pitch. Coates here into the windup, the windmill, and the scoop by Vanderherde, and the runner staying at first base. So we have a 13-0 game now in the bottom of the fourth. The Minutemen have led right from the get-go, and the pitcher Amanda Lee has retired all 12 Woodstock batters that she has faced. That's up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit, as you can see him sending Maneri to third, and she will stop, and then a good running here by Dan Brackus. She'll take second on the throw to third base. So runners will be at second and third now with 2 down for the Minutemen. And Amanda Lee up. She's got 3 RBIs today, a double and a triple, and she's also scored 2 runs, and she's pitched a good ball game, so she's been right on top of her A game today. And that's going to be through the third baseman and foul. So Lee able to turn on the pitch, but pulled it just foul down the third baseline. As they retrieve that specific ball for Coates here. And Lee getting settled back into the batter's box. That pitch coming. Oh, that's going to do some damage. Yeah. That's going to score 2 runs. I'll follow Lee around. She will stay at second as she'll pick up 2 more RBIs. So that makes it 15-0 now, and Redenis up. Redenis has a double, an RBI, and has scored a run, and I don't know where she went to. We're going to have a new batter. I can't tell. She was coming to the plate. You see the head coach Darren Badgley talking to Carlton Laird, and I just can't tell who that is because I can't see the number. 15 for 12. I could hear him that time. So that'd be Schaefer, Marissa Schaefer, coming into bat for Redenis, as Mill River's gotten to that 15-run plateau. Now they just need to. That's going to be a chance for the out, and a nice grab by Maxim. That will retire the side, but the Minutemen just 3 outs away from getting the mercy rule invoked as they have a 12-0 lead over Woodstock. So Amanda Lee looking for a 5-inning perfect game. She has retired all 12 batters she has faced. She is not allowed to hit, has not allowed to walk. She's got 6 strikeouts, and she will be looking at Amanda Maxim. Cornell has come in along with Schaefer to play the outfield now for Mill River. Pritchard remains at first. Remember, she came in last inning defensively. And that's going to be Schaefer. And that's going to be a base hit. And that'll be at least a double. And that's a first hit of the ball game for Woodstock. And Amanda Maxim will have a leadoff double here in the 5th. Now Cheryl Pareto due up. She lined out to Camo at second. And it is Cheryl Pareto. So Woodstock looking to get the game into the bottom of the 5th. And that pitch high for a ball. So the first scoring threat of the ball game for Woodstock came on a good hit, a double by Maxim. And that's going to be the second base hit. That's going to come right at you. And they're going to try to score. Dan Brackus with the good arm to throw coming in, and Lee will cut it off, and she won't be able to get the runner out at second. So we're going to play another half inning of base softball as Pareto will get an RBI single, take second on the throw home. And I'll bring up Olivia Merrill, who flied out to third base. And just like that, Woodstock able to find a great... Did you see that thing bend, that pitch, that curve on it? That was tremendous motion on that pitch. So Lee not only lost the perfect game, the no-hitter, she lost the shutout, and that'll be pulled foul. And the first two batters here in the fifth had legitimate base hits for Woodstock. So it goes 15-1 now. Mill River with the lead. And that's going to be enough for Pareto. No, she's going to go back. She was about halfway there and went back on that pitch that just slid away from Brown, the catcher. And so Lee going back to work now. Oh, great changeup. Great spot in the count to throw it. As Merrill just couldn't control the bat. She'll go down for the 7th strikeout of the ball game. First out of the inning. And Carson Neal up now. She flied out to the shortstop. Maneri, and that pitch too far outside to be called a strike. So it'll be ball one. And that's going to be out of play. Yes, onto the dugout roof. So Neal will go back, pick up the bat. Brown will get back behind the plate, put her mask on, and Lee will get back in the circle with the ball. So a lot happened for something not really happening on that play. That's going to be back to Lee, and she'll throw to first and get the out. Runner will take third. That is the second out of the inning. So a good piece of base running by Pareto. And now Tiana Barkham up. She struck out her only time up at the plate, if that is her, unless it's a substitute, what we call a pinch hitter, and it is not. I can see her number 2 now. So Barkham is at the plate, and Woodstock with a runner at third. They have scored 1 run here in the 5th. And there's another strike down the middle of the plate. Like I said, Lee with 7 strikeouts. She's allowed 2 hits. She hasn't walked anybody today, and she has not hit a batter. And make no mistake about it, they were 2 legitimate hits in this inning that broke up the no-hitter. Wasn't one of those games we go and go, oh man, only if, you know, what a... No, nothing about it. Those were solid base hits. And that will be fouled down the first baseline. And Madison Cornell retrieved that foul ball. Almost got a standing ovation over there. She brought her own cheering section. And on the changeup, that's the inning. As strikeout number 9 in the book. I'll double check that. 15-1, Mill River. That's a new pitcher in the ball game for Woodstock, and I don't have a first name, but her last name is Iavani. And looks like she's got some pop on the ball. She's got the motion down like she's worked with somebody. That'll be ball 2. So the score 15-1. I did check. That's 8 strikeouts for Lee, not 9. I want to correct that. As Casey Camo up for Mill River here in the bottom of the 5th. So Iavani with the windup, and that's a good pitch. Got the rise ball going with some pop on it, and Camo couldn't catch up to it, and it'll be a swinging strike. Mangan on deck, and then either Pritchard or Phelps up. That'll be skipped over the plate, and it should be a 3-1 count now to Casey Camo, the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 5th for Mill River. And their runs, they've scored a run in every inning. They had 3 in the first, 7 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. 15-1 the score. Woodstock picking up their only run in the top half of the 5th. And that was a great pitch. Tell you what, Iavani's got some motion on those pitches. So I have it unofficially as a full count here to Camo. That's going to be down to second. And the out. So Metcalf will record the 4-3 ground out. As it goes Metcalf to Maxim. And the leadoff batter is retired for Mill River. Now Mangum up. Melissa Mangan. Like I said, good looking ball player Mangan is. She plays a very solid third base and has the ability to hit the gaps here at the plate. And, you know, it seems to have very good speed out there. She'll take a long look down to third, get the sign, and wait for the pitch from Iavani. And that one tad bit too high and outside, so a good eye by Munger not to go fishing there. As we are in the bottom of the 5th. And that's just a matter of getting the release point down. She let go of the ball too early, and thus it rolled across the plate. And like I said, I'll have to wait and see who is up. It looks like Pritchard is on deck. She came in to replace Phelps at first a few innings ago. That's off the fist and over the top of Metcalf. So a base hit for Munger. And let's see how long it is before they start him running the bases. So Munger with 3 hits today. Able to fight that pitch off and get it over the top of Tara Metcalf, the second baseman for Woodstock. And it is Madeline Pritchard at the plate now. Yes, and that pitch too far inside for a ball. So Iavani in the pitch in the 5th replaces Coates here, who went 4 full innings. And that should get the runner down to second base, and it will. As Munger easily reaches second on the wild pitch. So there is the 1 out, 1 on, and I'll move over in a second so you can see the batter better. And that's a good grab by the catcher, Vanderhurdy. That gets by her. That allows that runner to go down to third base. So Iavani with some pop on the ball, but got to get that control thing down. So on the walk, Pritchard will go to first base. And it'll bring up Cornell. So Madison Cornell up now. And that is going to be the scenario here. As I was a lot of talking and looking around, but it will be Cornell up. Runners at first and second. Iavani's pitch. Right there on the corner for a strike. And again, Vanderhurdy, the catcher, has had a lot of work today chasing around balls and has done a good job behind the plate for Woodstock. And on that drop ball, a swing and a miss for strike 2. Yeah, and it will be Sarah Brown on deck, the catcher for Mill River, who will bat next in the bottom of the 5th. 15-1, Mill River the lead over Woodstock. And that was high, and Munger will make it to third now on the wild pitch, and Pritchard will get to second base. So Iavani looks in and goes to that windup and big swing and a miss. So Cornell will become the first strikeout in the book for Iavani, and she's trying to strand those 2 runners and get the game into the 6th inning. So Brown up now. Remember, she was pinch hit for last inning by Hannon, who got a base hit. So let me ask her so you could see better. And that's going to be in front of Merrill, and a run will come in. And that'll make it, here comes another run, and that's going to be 2 runs in. And that should be the mercy rule, as that makes it 17-1. And yeah, I'm watching the umpires, and that is official. So that will be the ball game there, 17-1. So a good effort by both teams. I thought Woodstock had some bright moments. Like I said, their pitching looks like it could be good for the future with the 2 pitchers we saw today. They just got to get a little more confidence in their fielding. But Mill River just getting more solid as the season goes along. We'll get the win in a 17-1 mercy ruled game from Mill River. Munger Vision says get out there and support your student athletes.